Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to do a bit of macrame, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make a macrame planter. This is really quite fabulous. I've done a pre-run of this tutorial and I know not what to do in order to teach you the proper way. So let's go through the materials of what you're going to need in order to make one of these. So to make a macrame plant holder, you're going to need the following materials. You're going to need a tape measure to measure out your knots. You're also recommending to use lily sugar and cream. It is a fabulous yarn. It is 100% cotton. If it gets wet, no big deal because it is 100% cotton. For the actual other things that you may need, a cabone ring you can find in a craft store, and you can just tie a knot at the top if you don't wish to use one of these. You need a tapestry needle. I found getting the yarn through the actual bead itself is kind of hard, so if you get a tapestry needle, just pull the yarn through. It's really quite fabulous. Also going to need some fabulous little beads for your project. Make sure they kind of match your yarn if you would like to do that, or make them accent. Your choice, you're the artist. And finally, recommending some clothespins just like you see. But the most important thing that you need is some way to anchor down your project, because you'll never be able to macrame if your project is flying all over the place. So on a previous tutorial I showed you my anchoring board, and this is just a thin piece of wood. I picked it up at the crafting store, and all I did is that I hot glued down some pins to the top. So the pins can actually hold dowel work at the top, but they can also just open up and hold a cabone ring into position. You can also just put your yarn into the pin as well to be able to hold it. So because this is going to lie down on top of a table, it's just easier for you to manipulate. Of course, if you don't have anything like this, you can just quickly make one, or just stabilize it by doing something else very creative at home. Some people like to macrame standing up. I prefer to sit down, obviously, and today this is what I'm going to be using to do that. So we have to get ourselves ready in order to play, because the most important thing for macrame is getting yourself pre-organized so that all the rest of it becomes a lot quicker in order to do. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is to measure out your yarn strands in order to play with your macrame. So what I suggest is that you need 6 lengths of 120 inches. So get a tape measure, and you can use your floor as long as it's clean, and just lay your tape measure down on the floor. Now what you can do is that if you're just concerned that it may not be enough, you can go to 130 inches. It should be enough anyway. So just lay it down, and then we're going to get our yarn strand and being able to lay it down on top. So I've got my yarn ball in my hand, and I got my cell phone in another, and I'm going to use my cell phone as a way down thing. You could use this shoe too if you wish. So you're going to go all the way to the end of your tape measure and just lay down your strand and lay down your cell phone on top so that it has some way to anchor down. And all I'm just going to do is walk back towards the 130 inches, letting the yarn go to where it needs to go. And when I lay it down, all the tension should just relax so that you have a nice thing. So if you have it over tight, for example, then it might be shorter than you should. So just lay it down, and it should be in a relaxed tension, and then just grab your scissors and cut. So I'm going 130 inches. So what I want is 6 strands of that. So just resetting myself back up, and then I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to do that 6 times, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to pick up all 6 strands at the same time, and I'm going to have the edge all matching up with each other. So if they're not matching, just reposition in your hand so that each one of the ends is right at the tip of your fingertips. Now that they're all matching, all I'm just going to do is that I'm just going to bounce it out and just have them all line up down the strand. So if there's any loose tension at this point, now's the time to get rid of it. So now what I need to do is that I need to divide this strand into 2. So all I'm just going to do is just grab the other side, and where the first string ends first is where you're going to grab onto as being your end. So if they're just off a little bit, just grab for the first one that ends earliest. Okay, so right there. So now I'm just going to put the 2 together, and with my finger in the middle, I'm just going to pull out all the way down to the other side. So there is the halfway point. So you have 2 options at this point. You can either just tie a knot, just make a knot, and this will become your hanging strand if you wish. Okay, so you can just tie a knot, and there is your hanging. Or you can use a cabone ring using the lark's head knot. Let me show you the lark's head knot because I really like it better, and you can use that with your cabone ring. To do your cabone ring, all you're just going to do where it's been turned, so I've taken out the knot, you're just going to put the yarn strands through the middle of the ring like that. and just open it up with your hands and pull the other two strands that you see through that loop. And then all you just need to do is just pull on it, and there is your lark's head knot around your cabone ring. So you have a nice starting to begin. So now we have to prep for the actual next part of the work, and if it's all about preparation, and let's begin that next. So the next step I want to do is that I want to put either the loop that you did or the cabone ring, and I want you to anchor it down to whatever you're going to anchor your project with. So now we have a total of 12 strands. So we had 6 originally, we folded it in half, now there's 12. So what I want you to do is carefully organize these strands so that you have 3 strands leaning towards the outside. So just pull up and separate it from the pile as you go, and just move it over to your left. So I have 3 strands going in this direction. So I'm looking to keep the knot section organized, and coming straight down I need a total of 6 strands. So I have 3 so far, so I'm just looking at the knot and just making sense of it. I don't want any weird stuff going just underneath the knot, so I want to keep everything nicely organized. So I want to keep 6 strands coming straight down, and what you can just do with that is that you can at this point get a pin and just put all 6 together, and it's just stuck together just like this. Next thing you want to do is that you want to take the other 3 and you want to put it out towards the right. So now you have your section of the middle carrying strings and the 2 knotting strings on either side, but we're not quite done. We have to prepare for those next. So now I want you to prepare both sides of the string, so this side and this side. So just pull your strings all the way up, just making sure you're squeezing down to get all the tension and everything to equal as close as it can. So now you're just going to grab another pin and just pinch it right below the hole. And you're going to take the remaining, and don't be crazy about like really trying to tangle up all this yarn. Just make it go around in circle so that you get close to be able to use this board. So that's good. So I want some distance in order to play. So all I'm just going to take is take the remaining 3 and just put it through the middle section like so. So it's now stuck together. You're going to do it the same with the other side. So just coming right to the end, and try to do about the same length as the other one. And when you're satisfied, put it through the big circle, and it's good to go. So what you can do is that the middle one here, I put several pins because the pins actually have weight to it, so it keeps this nice and secure. So now that we have this ready, we're ready to do the knotting work, and we're going to do the spiral knot for 4 inches down. So let's begin to do the spiral knot. So the spiral knot is really quite simple. So you have a strand coming here on the left, a strand coming here on the right. The middle strands are just always going to be there in the middle. We're not going to do anything with them, and in actual fact they're going to be coming our strands later on down near the pot. So I want you to take the right hand, just like you see here, and I want you to cross over the middle section right here. So crossing over the top. I then want you to take the other one and come up over top of this one here, and I'll show this several times, and I want you to pick up the center, and I want you to push it so that it comes out this section right here. And there is your knot. So what you want to do is take your time, just pull it, make sure that there's no strands that don't look like it's out of place, and you are just going to pull until it hits that other knot at the top. If this is moving, just pull it down the center, and then once you think you're in a position, give it a good snug. Okay, so the knot is the same for 4 inches going straight down. So let's review on how to do it. We're going to take the right hand side, and it'll always be the right hand side in this case, and you're going to cross over the middle. You're going to take the other one here and just go down on top of this one, and you want to travel up underneath both of these strands and come out the spot right there. And there it is. So then you can just pull both of these together and just travel it straight up. And it should hit that other knot, and then give it a good tug. Okay, so let's review again. So you're just going to cross over. You're going to put this one down on top of this one right here, and then travel up underneath both of these strands right there. And then just pull it nice and snug. Okay, so if you feel you need more yarn, just open this up and just release a little bit more, and then just close it back up so that you don't lose control of that. So crossing over, this one goes over this one, and then underneath the other two, and then just pull through. Okay, so crossing over, and I'm just going to release a little bit more. So crossing over and down underneath both and over. So you're going to notice that this is starting to turn on you, so you just have to keep on going, and then once it gets to a certain point, you're just going to turn it over here. So you're just going to release this and just turn it over and continue to go. So when you're ready to do that, that is something that you can do. So what I'll do is that I'll join you back here when I'm ready to turn it over, just to make sure you got that concept nice and clear. So at this point, you're noticing that the knot is starting to turn up like this. So what you want to do is, either if it's in the ring or not, you want to pull the ring out, and what you want to do is that you want to stabilize it so that that knot is back where it should be on this side. So I'm now looking at the back of the lark's head knot, and you just continue as normal. So the goal is to get yourself 4 inches down, and then once we've got that far, then we're just going to continue on with another part of the process. So I'm now measuring 4 inches from the bottom of this knot here to the top of the first knot that started. So I'm not including the cabone ring or the lark's head knot that you see. So now I'm ready to get ready for the next part of the step, and what we have to do is we have to release all the yarn off the bobbins. So all 3 sets is going to be coming off, and let's just, it's easier just to release it and then just pull from the front. And again, just be organized with it. Don't want to throw it out all over the place, because you're going to have to organize it in a bit. And do that with all of your bobbins, and then we're going to reorganize ourselves to be able to move along in the next process. So I've just taken all the bobbins off, and what I'm going to do is put bobbins on the existing ones that are left so that I can actually keep count. So what I want to do is that I want to divide these strings into 4. So currently they're in 3s on the one side, so I want to grab one from the middle and bring it over to this side of the fence. So now that means that there's 5 left here in the middle, and I want to take one and just make sure it makes sense of where it's coming out of the middle section, and I want to put it with the other group of the 3, so then you have a set of 4. So now I have 4 going down the middle, I have 4 down on the side and on this side. But now we have to get ready with our beads, and that's what we're going to do next. Now to go further in this project, you're going to start with one side, keep the other sides with their bobbins attached, and you're just going to start on the one side, and you have 4 strands. So this is where that tapestry needle comes into play. So what I want you to do is just grabbing one of the strands, and I want you to feed it onto the tapestry needle, and I want you to grab one bead and go down the bead and pull through, and as soon as it's through all the way, you're just going to release it off the tapestry needle. So now you're just going to work your way and just be able to get the other 3 and put those through as well. It's important that when you go to do this, that your other strands are going in the same direction going down, so make sure that you're not going into the bead from different sides, so they're coming from the same, and as soon as it's through, just release it off and then just keep on putting the other strands through. Okay, once all the strands are through the bead, what you gotta get rid of is any loose tension. So just moving the bead up, and just look at the strands that are a little bit too flimsy, so that the tension is not good. So just grab each individual one, and you will see all of the tension come out of that. And just make sure you do all 4 like that as well. And then once you get them all pretty close to the same, you should have like the same tension coming out of the bottom of this knot to this. So we're just gonna let that bead just go there, and then what we're gonna do is with the 4 middle ones, you wanna do the same, and then the 4 outside ones, you wanna do the same, and make sure you add your beads. So please do that next. So my beads are now in, and you can see the tension. So I have 3 sets of beads. Now these beads on this particular project are just floating beads. They serve no purpose to hold anything together. They're there to sit on top of a knot. So what you want to do is that you want to measure out 7 inches then from the top section here outward, and what you want to do is just 7 inches, and I'm just holding it with my finger, and that's where I want my first knot. So I'm going to do an overhand knot. So watch how I do it. So I'm going to go towards the upper part of the project, and then I'm going to cross over, and I'm just going to pull that knot through the base. And now I want to be careful, like when I go to do this, that I'm going to remeasure 7 inches before I actually pull this nice and tight. And I want to make sure that the strands haven't lost their tension either. So I need a total of 7 inches, so it's right here, so I'm a little bit too high, but as I pull, it's now coming down, and that's a fluke. So what I want to do at this point is that you can move your bead down if you wish, but what I would do if I were you and you were me is that I would push up your board and just see where this knot is for the next one, and pinch approximately where that it is, and let's do another overhand knot. So I'm just going to go up to the one side to the left, I'm going to cross over the project, and then just through the middle. And before I pull it nice and shut, I want to get as close as I can to the height of the other one. So I'm going to be a little bit too low, so I just want to shift anything up that I need to, and it's pretty forgiving. So let's just pull down and see where it's going to land. So you can see it's a little too high, so I'm just going to release a little bit more just to move myself down a little bit further. And that's close enough to call perfect. So then I'm going to do the same with the final one here. Again, an overhand knot. So just coming down, across, and up over the project, and dropping everything else on my way. And then I'm going to come up through the middle. And again, I want to use that. So I only have to measure literally once when I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to pull, and I'm going to see it's going to come a little too low for me, so I just want to give myself a little bit more. I think it's still going to be a little bit low, so you adjust it before you pull on it. And I'm just pulling, and you can see that it's all right at the same length. So now that they're all at the same length, you can give it a good, nice, good tug. So you notice I waited, and they're still at the same height. So now what we have to do is that we have to divide the 4 strands now into 2s. And how we're going to do that is that we're going to carefully just grab them 2 by 2. So let's start off on the left hand side, and you can move these beads down if you want to. They're just sitting on top. That makes it feel better, that it looks more done. You can move those down. And what you can just do at this point is that we are going to divide each one of these sections into 2. So there should be 2 strands in one direction and 2 strands coming straight down. We're going to divide this one into 2. Okay, and coming straight down, and then finally we're going to divide the other last one into 2 as well. So now what we have is that we have some groups. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 2. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to put 1 each that are attached, so that we're going to tie those together. These are going to come together, and then this is going to be tied with this one here to create the center ring. So in order to do that, we have to measure down 4 inches first. So when I'm ready, I'm just going to measure down. So it's about here, and we are going to put them together. So just grab any tension that there is, And again, if you're off by a little bit, as long as they're all off together at the same time, it really doesn't matter. You're going to grab both of the 2 sets of strands and you're going to do an overhand knot. We have an actual tutorial on how to do overhand knots as well. Okay, so before I pull it shut, I want to just take a measurement. It's 4 inches from the other knot, so it's about here. So I want to move it down just a little bit more. I think I'm just over 4. No, I'm 4. So now those 2 are together. So now we're going to take these 2 here from this one and this one at the same marker point, and I want to do an overhand knot with those 2. You can tell my table is getting a little bit messy with all my products. So I'm going to use the other knot that exists to be my magic marker distance so that I get it pretty close. So you can see they match each other. So now you're just going to take your other remaining ones, one from this one, and put those together. And tie another overhand knot with those 2. And this creates the whole going around the ring kind of idea for your pot. And again, getting your knots to be close to being the same. So just pull them. Make sure you get all that tension in them, and all 3 are at the same spot here. So I'm just going to tug, tug, and tug. So now what you want to do is you want to take these knots here and you want to subdivide them again into 2s. Now you will notice that the middle one is coming up through the bottom. So if I pick up this one here, my planter can go up through here. Okay? So divide each one of these into 2. And then again working from left to right. So what we want to do with the first group here, grab the closest one to the middle and grab the middle one, and we're going to tie about 4 inches down. It's about here. And we're going to tie an overhand knot. And before I tug on it, I want to just take a measurement. And even if you're off by a little bit, as long as they're all off together at the same distance, it'll work out for you. Okay, so it's about there. So now I'm going to take the other one in the middle and the one from the outside, and I'm going to just put those 2 together about the same distance. And my cat's about to jump up. So you're going to get a good look at the cat. So right now, so it's coming straight down here. And I want to make sure that my strands are keeping nice and tight. Just tighten out anything up that you need to at this point, but make sure the knots are at the same height. Now take the remaining one that's left over and the other one and put that one together too, around the same distance. And just keeping it measured out. Just keep adjusting and make sure that you have your distances down, and then once you're satisfied, just give them all a good tug. So now what you have is that you have your macrame all worked out, but there's something that's missing. How is the pot going to hold itself from falling? So now you've got to stabilize the bottom. We're going to do that next. So we're going to finalize this product. So you should be able to pick it up, and then your hand should go in, and you should be able to separate all of them together so that it's holding the pot. So now where the bottom knots are, we want to go about another 2 inches down from that, and we want to take all of the strands now, there's a lot of them, and what you want to do is about 2 inches down and do an overhand knot once again. So I told you in the beginning you're probably going to have yarn left over, but it's better to have yarn left over than there is not to have enough. And then what we're going to do then is just stabilize this. It's about 2 inches. And there you go. So now you have your tassels. Now the original one I did, I thought I was a little bit too small. So you're just gonna take your tassels, maybe about, I don't know how it says per tie and all your tassels. So I'm gonna do mine about 6 inches. And again, once you put it in your pot, you should be making that decision too. You might want to hang it up before cutting your tassels too. So now what you can just do is that you can take something and insert it into your macrame next. So let's give this a try. We're just going to open up the macrame from the top, and you're just going to put in your canister and coming down into the piece. And all of the work should be able to separate itself in order to hold it together. So the knot will then appear at the bottom, and all of your pieces here will work out really quite nicely. So this actually has worked out pretty good. You can see that the floater beads are just there, and it's really quite awesome, and this is how you do this. So let's hold it up and just have our hoorays and congratulations for the end. So we've now come to the end of the project. So this is what your macrame hanger would look like. You just have to add a plant to your canister, and it's really quite awesome. You could just fray out the bottom if you wish, and it's really quite neat. You have your cabone ring, you have your twisted spiral knot at the top. It divides off, the beads are just floating, and then it divides to hold that. So that's it for today. We hope that you enjoy your new macrame planter. And until next time, it's Mikey on behalf of Yarn Inspirations as well as thecrochetcrowd.com. We'll see you. Bye-bye.